low pass digital filter. So let me draw the figure first. There is a gain frequency characteristic. So we have drawn here two characteristics. One is the gain frequency of the filter, another is the phase frequency. Now there are two characteristics. One is H cap omega, and we are taking the mod of these. Another is the H omega, and we are plotting mod of H omega. Okay. Now what is mod of H omega? This is the desired gain of the filter. Desired gain of the filter with infinite impulse sequence. So Hn, if we take inverse transform of H omega, we'll get Hn. That will be our impulse sequence of the filter. Okay. And this impulse sequence Hn will be of infinite duration. Why? You can also justify it another way, that if you take the inverse Fourier transform of a rectangular function, here mod of H omega is the rectangular function, its inverse Fourier transform will be what? You know from the knowledge of signals and systems, the inverse Fourier transform of a rectangular function is a sinc function. Inverse Fourier transform of a rectangular function is a sinc function. And we know sinc function extends from minus infinity to plus infinity. So Hn will be of infinite duration sequence, infinite impulse sequence, Hn. But obviously we cannot implement this Hn in reality because of its infinite duration. So what we get the practical filter characteristic. So mod of H cap omega, the second one here, this is the gain of the filter, okay, with finite impulse sequence finite impulse sequence of length m. So obviously when we truncate it up to plus minus m minus 1 by 2, that much of duration, then according to Gibbs phenomenon, we get some oscillation. We will get some oscillation. So later, to reduce that oscillation, what we will do, okay, we will get h cap n. If we take the inverse transform of h cap omega, we'll get h cap n. So this h cap n will be multiplied with one window function. Okay, it will be multiplied with one window function. So first, when we truncate, automatically a rectangular window has been adapted, willingly or unwillingly. So Gibbs phenomenon, it will exist. It is inevitable in the beginning. But once we take a window function, multiply hn with the one window function, then the Gibbs phenomenon will be reduced, largely reduced. Now what is A? A is the passband gain. Is A. And what is the cutoff frequency of the filter? Cutoff frequency of the filter is omega c. And if we see the phase characteristic, we'll see it is a linear phase characteristic. Phase characteristic is linear. So it means what? If we take inverse transform of h omega or h cap omega, we will get, okay, one impulse sequence hn, okay, or h cap n. Hn will be of infinite duration or h cap n will be of finite duration. Okay, after getting the things in the time domain. But they are non-causal filter. Because for hn or h cap n, 50% will be in the negative side of the time axis and 50% will be the right side of the time axis, positive side. But we cannot implement a non-causal filter. So what we do, we will shift the finite duration sequence h cap n to the right side to get a causal filter hl from h cap n to hl actually. As soon as we apply a time shift, there will be an exponential term comes in the frequency domain. So e to the power j of that time shift amount. So ultimately some phase characteristic will be there. E to the power j theta, e to the power minus j theta actually because of the time shift in the right side. So this phase characteristic will be a linear phase characteristic. It indicates that the impulse sequence has shifted in the time domain by an amount of m minus 1 by 2. The impulse sequence has shifted to the time domain by an amount of m minus 1 by 2. Okay. So the filter becomes causal. Okay. So we can say that the phase characteristic reveals that the non-causal impulse sequence h cap n has been shifted right by m minus 1 by 2 to get a causal impulse sequence HL, to get a causal impulse sequence HL or H cap L, whatever you can tell it, H cap L say, cap L. So this is the phase characteristic. If it is not shifted, then it will be a zero phase filter. I have already proved it. So that characteristic will not be found. Phase characteristic will be just a zero line. Okay. So our task is what? Find, designing a filter means find filter coefficients or find finite impulse sequence. So that is the filter, designing of filter. Clear? So our task is to find out this thing. So what will be the ultimately the field, the H omega of that particular filter? H omega, I am writing it. So I write it in the next page. So we have to combine phase gain characteristic with the phase characteristic. So an exponential term will come along with the gain part. Okay. So ultimately it is what? For any filter, our H omega equal to, we know it is mod of H omega and angle, some angle theta omega, or it is mod of H omega e to the power j theta omega. Okay. Here theta omega is what? It is equal to, just it is phase characteristic is minus omega tau a minus 1 by 2. So minus omega tau m minus 1 by 2. So our H omega is equal to mod of H omega e to the power minus j omega tau m minus 1 by 2. Okay. So here for the present problem, our H omega, what is the mod of H omega? It is the mod of H omega is the passband gain. That is the A. This A, we are not considering the real filter now. That is the practical implementation H cap. Okay, so H omega is what? A e to the power minus j omega tau m minus 1 by 2. This particular thing. For our mod omega less than equal to omega c. So our in the range of minus omega c to plus omega c is there, and it will be 0 thereafter. Okay. So otherwise, it's a brick wall type filter because you know brick wall means sudden rise or sudden fall. I already told you in the last class. Now considering a range, a frequency range of minus omega s by 2 to plus omega s by 2, filter coefficients HL, L equal to 0, 1, 2 up to m minus 1 is the causal filter, may be estimated as soon as you attach one exponential term in the time domain, the time shift is considered. I repeat, as soon as you attach one exponential term in the frequency domain, in the time domain, the time shift has been considered. Time shift has been considered. Okay. So in other words, the filter becomes causal automatically. The filter becomes causal automatically. So HL equal to what? 1 by omega s integration minus omega s by 2 to plus omega s by 2 H omega e to the power j L tau omega T omega. So now we substitute the value of H omega. So substituting the value of H omega we get HL equal to 1 by omega s a e to the power minus j omega tau m minus 1 by 2. Okay, e to the power j l tau omega d omega. So it is minus omega c to plus omega c because it spans only in that particular range. Otherwise, this is 0. So it is 1 by omega s. This part is same, a e to the power minus j omega tau. So we are writing it just m minus 1 by 2 minus L, okay, d omega. Our next task is to integrate it. So easy integration. 1 by omega s. So it will be, now not a, better I take a outside, so a, then its integration is e to the power minus j omega tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L by minus j tau is minus omega c to plus omega c. So now we put omega c and minus omega c. So it will be a by omega s. I don't go for any step jump. So e to the power minus j omega c tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L minus, then e to the power omega equal to minus omega c. So plus j omega c tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L and minus j tau. This part is same in the denominator. Now we will just interchange these two things, but just by changing the sign. So it is, let's see, in the next page. Page number 3. So that is equal to so we are changing the sign, so it will be a by omega s e to the power j omega c tau. So this part is as usual, only the sign has been changed. By j tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Right. Here.
Yes, sir.
So we can write just 1, 2 here. So 2j tau Okay, so it is so this part is just simple manipulation. So this is equal to what? It is about j theta to the power minus j theta by 2j. So sine. So 2a by omega s. Okay. It is sine omega c tau into m minus 1 by 2 minus L divided by tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L. Okay. So this is the expression here. Now what we do, we write as 2a omega c by omega s as usual. We are taking one omega c extra. So it will be sine omega c tau by omega c tau. So you see, this is sine theta by theta. This is sine theta by theta form. That is our HL. Sine theta by theta form. Now for L equal to m minus 1 by 2, what happens? When L equal to m minus 1 by 2, this is the central coefficient of the filter. Okay, or central value of the impulse sequence. Central coefficient hm minus 1 by 2. Okay, may be estimated using the limit theorem. That is sine theta by theta, theta tends to 0. As what? When L equal to m minus 1 by 2 tends to this, so sine theta by theta, theta tends to 0 means it is 1. So our h m minus 1 by 2 must be equal to this part only. 2a omega c by omega s. Omega c is the cutoff frequency, omega s is the sampling frequency. These are all angular frequency, obviously. Or you can write 2 pi fc, so you can write 2a fc by fs also. No problem, you can write it that way. So that is our central coefficient. So once we know, and all other values will be found by putting different values of L equal to 0, 1, 2, all such things. So once we get HL, okay, and obviously we can employ symmetry property. Okay, so we can use symmetry property HL equal to HM minus 1 minus L to find rest of the values beyond central coefficient. It means what? Say first we'll put L equal to 0, we'll get H0, L equal to 1, H1, L equal to 2, H2. This way, we will find out the value for up to L equal to m minus 1 by 2, the middle value. After middle value, we'll see we can use the symmetry property. So, what will be the next value? You put m minus 1 by 2 plus a 1. You put it here, you will get that all the values will be coming using the symmetry property. So H0 will be equal to Hm minus 1, H1 will be equal to Hm minus 2, H2 will be Hm minus 3. These way all the values, rest of the values will come after the central coefficients. So we need not calculate all the values separately using that particular formula. So once we find out HL, then what we do? When window functions are employed to reduce Gibbs phenomenon or Gibbs oscillation, the modified filter coefficients may be expressed as HL dash equal to HL into WL for L equal to 0, 1, 2 up to M minus 1. Okay, we can use any window function of our choice where WL is the causal window functions, causal window function or causal window sequence also we can say. So once we know our HL dash, then what will be the filter output input output sequence relation for a windowed filter? So we can write the filter input output relation for a windowed filter may be expressed as yk dash equal to summation hl dash x k minus l, where l equal to 0 to m minus 1. That is our final result. So that is the total design procedure. Now it will be clear if I solve one complete problem. It will be clear if I solve one complete design problem. Okay. So first I write sample problem for designing a filter. I give you the statement first. Find filter coefficients of a 7-tap causal linear phase FIR prequel type low pass filter having a passband gain of unity and cutoff frequency of 100 Hertz with a sampling frequency of 1 kilohertz. Okay, this is that. Apply hand window. For smoothing filter coefficients. Realize the filter. Realize the filter. So our 7 tab means m equal to 7. Our cutoff frequency omega c is 100 Hz. Sampling frequency 1 kilohertz. And passband gain A equal to 1. So things are given, we have to do the thing. So let's see our solution. So here our number of tap is 7. Or length of the filter is 7. So it means hence, since m equal to 7, only m minus 1 by 2 equal to, only m minus 1 by 2 plus 1. You put 7 minus 1 by 2 means 6 by 2. 3 plus 1. So 4 of HL need to be calculated. Why plus 1? Because from H0 to H m minus 1 by 2. H0 to H m minus 1 by 2. So including 0, a plus 1 is there. Calculate it. Because of the symmetry property of HL. Now, what is our HL? It is 2a omega c by omega s. So that is our HL sine omega c tau m minus 1 by 2 minus 1. This one divided by omega c tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L. So that is our relation. And what is our HL? If we plot it, HL versus L. So some value 0, H0, H1, H2, the m minus 1 by 2, 7 minus 1 by 2, 6 by 2, 3, H3. So H0, H1, H2, H3, then again our H4 will be something like, then H5, then H6. So M equal to 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is M minus 1 and this is M minus 1 by 2. So we have to calculate only this much. That is M minus 1 by 2 plus 1. Number of distinct values of HL need to be calculated. Only H0 to H3. There. So our next, so we will put all such values. And here also, so that is this. There. So I go to the next page. Page number 5. আচ্ছা আমার আরেকটু টাইম লাগতে পারে, 1:30টায় হয়তো শেষ হবে না, 1:30-তে। হ্যাঁ আরেকটু বেশি সময় লাগবে না, আরেকটু লাগবে, কারণ I want to finish the design. The design should not be half done. Okay. So given that A equal to 1, that is unity gain, given cutoff frequency FC equal to 100 hertz. Okay. Hence, our omega C equal to 2 pi FC or 200 pi radian per second. Sampling frequency Fs equal to 1 kilohertz, 10 to the power 3 hertz. Okay. So hence tau equal to 1 by Fs or 10 to the power minus second, and omega s equal to 2 pi Fs, or it is 2 pi into 10 to the power 3 radian per second. There. So that is this particular thing. Therefore, we find out the expression of HL. HL is 2a omega c by omega s sine omega c tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L by omega c tau m minus 1 by 2 minus L. So that is this we know. Let's see again. There was an interruption. So A equal to 1, just we substitute omega c 200 pi. Omega s is 2 pi into 10 to the power 3. We have all calculated all such things. M is 7. So here also omega c tau is 10 to the power minus 3. Here tau 10 to the power minus 3, all such things we have put. So after simplification we get, okay, it is sine. Okay, so we can write it that way. Just I want to show you one more step. 0.2 sine, then 0.2 pi 3 minus L, okay, divided by 0.2 pi 3 minus L. That is, okay, that we were writing. Or if we simplify it further, it will be sine 0.2 pi 3 minus L divided by 0.2 cancels, so ultimately pi 3 minus L. Okay, actually we have written it because it is something like a sine theta by theta form. That's why. Sine theta by theta form. That's why I have shown it separate. Okay. So what is our H0? You put L equal to 0. H0, L equal to 0. So if you put it, you will get it sine 0.6 pi by 3 pi, which is equal to 0.101. Then H1. H1 equal to put L equal to 1. Sine 3 minus 1. So 2 into 2. So 0.4 pi by, okay, 2 pi equal to 0.151. H2, put L equal to 2. Sine 0.2 pi by pi. So these are all in bracket here. Is so 0.187. Okay. For L equal to m minus 1 by 2 or 7 minus 1 by 2 or 3, the central coefficient may be estimated using limit theorem. I am writing this way just so that just by reading at your home the notebook, you can find out everything. Okay, as h m minus 1 by 2 equal to 2a omega c by omega s. That is h3 equal to 2 into 1 into 2 pi into 100 by 2 pi into 10 to the power 3 equal to 0.2, or this 0.2 we already got earlier, the sin theta by theta form, so directly we could write it. Clear? So once we know H0 to H3, H0 to H3, then what we do, we will use symmetry property. I write it in the next page. Using symmetry property of filter coefficients, we get HL equal to H M minus 1 minus L. That is HL equal to H 6 minus L. Put M equal to 7. M equal to 7. That's why. Yeah. So what is our then H4? Put L equal to 4. So it is H 6 minus 4. H2. But H2 is already calculated as 0.187. 0.187. Then H5. H5 means H1. What is H1? H1 is 0.151. Then H6. H6 equal to H0, which is 0.101. Okay. So what is our HL actually? So better here I write it. The impulse sequence that of the filter is, I write here HL. So it is for L equal to 0, H0 means 0.101. 0.101. Then H1, which is 0.151. Then H2, 0.187. Don't think that it will be always increasing function or will take always this type of shape. No. It can be anything else also. H3 is 0.2. Our H3 is 0.2, or the central coefficient 0.2. Then again H4. H4 equal to H2. 0.187. H5 equal to H1. Okay, so it is 0.151. And H6 equal to H0. 0.101. So it is just symmetrical. So here M equal to 7. Just symmetrical response we are getting. Next is, what is the frequency response? Frequency response of the resulting filter which is causal and symmetric. Okay. With odd order, that is m equal to 7, is so h it was say I am writing h bar omega, something like e to the power minus j tau omega m minus 1 by 2. This expression has already been derived earlier. So HL cos okay. Note that you can write L minus M minus 1 by 2 or just the opposite, because we know cos minus theta equal to cos theta. Cos minus theta equal to cos theta. So you can change the sign inside. You can write M minus 1 by 2 minus L also, no problem. Okay. So if you put all such values, okay. So it will be just I want to write only one more line, then I'll give you the final result. E to the power minus j tau is 10 to the power minus 3. Here it is omega, any frequency omega, it is 7 minus 1 by 2. Then h 7 minus 1 by 2 plus 2 into HL cos omega into 10 to the power minus 3. Then L minus m is 7 minus 1 by 2. Okay. So here L and omega, these are the variable. Actually, omega depends on L. Okay, omega depends on L. So finally we get, I give you the last line here, e to the power minus j 0.00, okay, 3 omega, then h, it is h3 means 0.2 plus 2 into okay, plus and okay, L equal to 0 to put it is 7 minus 3 by 2. So it is L equal to 0 to plus 2. So HL cos okay omega into 10 to the power minus 3 into L minus 3. That one. Or our H bar omega equal to e to the power minus j 0.003 omega into 0.2 plus, when we put different values of H, H0, H1, H2, is where it will be something like, just do it at your home, you will get 0.202 cos 0.003 omega plus 0.302 cos 0.002 omega plus 0.374 cos 0.001 omega. I think There is no calculation mistake. Okay, so that is our H bar omega. So once we know this, now our next task is what? We want to apply hand window. I'll do it in the next page. Why I am doing this thing? You may skip this step if frequency response is not to be determined. But if it is to be determined, you have to show that step. So page number 7. Page number 7. So you apply hand window. So now hand window is applied for smoothing filter coefficients. The corresponding window function is defined as, what is that? WL equal to 0.5 minus, it's a causal hand window, cos 2 pi L by m minus 1. Okay, our L is in between 0 and m minus 1 and is 0 otherwise. So it is the causal form. Substituting m equal to 7, what we get? WL equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos, okay, pi L by 3 for L in between 0 and 6. 0 and 6 and is 0 otherwise. So as a result, what are the different coefficients for the hand window? Put L equal to 0, W 0. So cos 0, so ultimately it is 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 0 equal to 0. W1 is 0.5 minus 0.5 cos pi L. So pi into 1 by 3, or it is equal to 0.25. W2, put L equal to 2. 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 2 pi by 3, which is equal to 0.75. W3 equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 3 pi by 3 equal to 1. Then W4, 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 4 pi by 3. So it is 0.75 again. Then W5 equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 5 pi by 3. Actually it is symmetrical. And W6 equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 6 pi by 3. So obviously this is symmetrical. Hence we see it is symmetrical. Symmetrical window sequence. Yeah. So if we plot the window function, the corresponding plot of window function is WL versus N. So it's 0, then 0.25, 0.75, then 1, then again 0.75, again 0.25, then 0. So this is the plot of window function. Clear? Now I go to the next page. So we have determined our window function. Next is 8. When window functions are employed to reduce Gibbs oscillation, the modified filter coefficients may be expressed as HL dash equal to original coefficient HL into WL. For L equal to 0, 1, 2 up to 6. 6 means M minus 1. This one. Where WL is the causal window sequence. Now what is our H0 dash? It is H0 into W0. Okay. Equal to 0.101 into 0. H1 dash is H1 into W1. 0.151 into 0.25. 0.038. H2 dash equal to H2 W2. H2 is 0.187 into 0.75 is 0.14. H3 dash equal to H3W3, which is 0.2 into 1, that is 0.2. H4 dash equal to H4 into W4. Although we'll get the symmetry using symmetrical property also, we can get the same thing. We'll get the same thing quickly. So this is having symmetrical. Then H5 dash is H5 into W5, which is 0.151 into 0.25, which is 0.038. So this is having this symmetry property. And H6 dash equal to H6 into W6, 0.101 into 0 equal to 0. So this is symmetry property. The resulting impulse sequence of the designed filter is shown below. So it is 0.038, then 0.14, 0.2, 0.14, 0.038, and finally 0. M equal to 7. The tapped delay structure of the filter can be drawn from the relation summation HL dash xk minus L, that is yk dash equal to this, where L is 0 to 6, m minus 1. So what you do, okay, draw tap delay structure. Draw tap delay structure to find frequency response of the modified filter. These two will be your exercise. Do it. Do it at your home. Draw tap delay structure and find frequency response of the modified filter. Means using H dash L. Using H dash L. Clear? Actually, we had a project using Atmega 2560 microcontroller, which is the heart of our Arduino Mega 2560 board. Okay, using programs, writing program in register level, not using the Arduino functions. Just from the register level, we have to design a low pass filter. The transition band is given already. Okay, that we have to, the cutoff frequencies, the stop band frequency, everything given, filter specification. We have to design a filter and implement it using a microcontroller. So the one channel of the microcontroller will receive one input signal. It will be filtered properly using the low pass characteristics of the design filter, and will get the output from one port where we will connect one DAC. DAC, you know, digital to analog converter. So the digital value of the microcontroller is converted into the analog value, and that analog value is examined, and we checked that the filter works in a fantastic manner. Yesterday, just yesterday, it is completed. Just yesterday, it is completed. So it is not a very tough project, but not very simple also. A moderate level. A moderate level. Okay, so it has been done completely in a practical domain. There are many issues related. I cannot tell you here right now. It is not in your syllabus, but I will love to write a code for that for you, although I will not do it. because of the lack of time. Okay, and I would just love to explain what are the different intricate issues related here and how we tackled all such problems step by step and arrived at our goal successfully. But I restrain myself. I cannot say this thing right now because it is not in your syllabus. You can do it at your home also, but the thing is, we have done it all the program in the register level. Obviously using C, but in register level. So it's complete. Next day, we will see how to design some other type of filters like high pass filter, band pass filter, band stop filter, all such FIR filter, how to design. I will advise you to read today's lecture material, today's class note, okay, very carefully and thoroughly. If you understand today's lecture, then you can understand rest of the thing in the next class also. Any question before I leave?
স্যার এখানে যদি এমটা ইভেন নাম্বার দেওয়া থাকতো তাহলে মানে
এর যদি ইভেন নাম্বার থাকতো তাহলে কি হতো, এর প্যাটার্নটা এরকম হতো না, এই মাঝখানে এই যে এটা একটা সিঙ্গেল রয়েছে থাকতো না, তার H0 থেকে H5 হতো, মাঝখানে দুটো ভ্যালু সেম হয়ে যেত, মাঝখানে দুটো ভ্যালু সেম হয়ে যেত, ঠিক আছে, এটাই চেঞ্জ হতো। আর তোমার ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি রেসপন্সেও এটা চেঞ্জ হতো, আমি তোমায় দেখাচ্ছি, বললে যখন এই যে HM-1/2 এটা সিঙ্গেল আউট করা আছে, এটা থাকতো না, জাস্ট এইটুকু থাকতো, এটা থাকতো না এম ইভেন হলে। ওকে, এন্ড ট্যাব ডিলে স্ট্রাকচার, এটা হচ্ছে তোমার ড্র ট্যাব ডিলে স্ট্রাকচার, ইট উইল বি টু থিংস, with and without symmetry property, with and without symmetry, সেটাও আমি ক্লাসে অলরেডি বলেছি যে যদি সিমেট্রি প্রপার্টি ইউজ করি নাম্বার অফ মাল্টিপ্লিকেশনস কম হবে আর কি, সেটা কিন্তু আমাদের প্র্যাকটিক্যালি খুব দরকার যাতে আমাদের প্রোগ্রামটা ফাস্ট হয়। প্রোগ্রাম ফাস্ট হলে আমাদের স্যাম্পলিং ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি বেড়ে যাবে, ঠিক আছে, দুরকম ভাবেই করবে, বাড়িতে দুরকম ভাবে প্র্যাকটিস করবে। So I leave now. Okay, next day we'll meet.